unless you feel the way I do. Confess, I think you want me to. There's something deep inside that you hide but you can't suppress. Just confess, please confess.
Hi everyone, welcome to my relationship show, Love Samantha Daniels Style. For the next 30 minutes we will be talking about dating, love, sex, and romance and relationships. For those of you who don't know me, I am a professional matchmaker here in New York and also in Los Angeles. And I spend each and every day helping people get into healthy relationships and helping them get married. So if you are in a relationship, or you are trying to have a relationship, or if you're out of a relationship and you don't understand what happened, or if you're in a marriage and you're having some issues, whatever the case may be, you can get some free advice from me right here for the next 30 minutes about anything that's going on for you. Nothing is too silly, nothing is too private. We talk about it all here on Love Samantha Daniels Style. So while I'm waiting for the hands to go up, I'm going to start off by talking about a little topic that somebody brought up to me during the week. As I said to you, I am a professional matchmaker, so I spend every single day listening to people talk to me about what's going on in their relationships and what's going on in their love lives. And so one topic that was brought up to me this week was somebody emailed me and said that she's just broken up from a long-term relationship and she's trying to figure out how to move on. She's having trouble moving on and she doesn't know how to do it. And she wants some help and some advice. So I want to put it into the room and ask you, when you've broken up before, when you've been in relationships that haven't worked for you, what have you done to move on? What can you do to move on? This woman, she feels as if every single guy that she goes out with, she's comparing to her ex. She feels that she goes on a date with the guy, she meets him for the first time, and then she sits there, and if he talks about the fact that he likes the Boston Red Sox, all of a sudden she thinks that it's her ex-boyfriend. If he talks about how he doesn't play tennis, all of a sudden it's her ex-boyfriend. If he's a good kisser, it's not her ex-boyfriend. But if he's a bad kisser, then it is her ex-boyfriend. So if it's a good thing, it's not her ex. But if it's a bad thing, all of a sudden it's her ex reincarnated, and she doesn't know how to move on. So do any of you have a comment or a suggestion for our person as to what might happen or what she can do to move on if she's trying to move on from a bad relationship? Anybody who wants to comment on that, you can raise your hand. And in the meantime, some of the advice that I provided for her is I said to her that she needs to think about what was bad in her relationship with her ex, because a lot of times after you break up with someone, you become a revisionist historian, which means that you don't remember any of the bad, you just remember the good, and you start putting him up on the pedestal and thinking, well, maybe he wasn't as bad as all that. Well, you know what? If you broke up, there was a reason why you broke up. If you aren't with that person anymore, there was a reason. So you have to keep that in mind. Now I see Farron's hand is up. Would you like to make a comment or ask a question?
Actually, I would. I have a motto that when I break up with somebody or the relationship is over, I never turn around. Never. I never have and I never will, because just like you said, there's a reason why you're not together, and if you try to go back, it's still going to be there. You know, and it's just going to cause a problem anyway. Again. So why waste your time? I mean, I can be friends with somebody, but I don't give them a second chance, because there's a reason why I walked.
Well, I agree with you, Farronth, and that's exactly some of the advice that I gave this woman. You know, you have to remember why it is that you broke up with somebody and what didn't work before, because chances are a person is a person. They don't really change all that much. So if there was an issue that they didn't pay enough attention to you, or they didn't respect you, or they weren't affectionate enough, or whatever the case may be, chances are that even though time has passed, that hasn't really changed much, and that they're going to be the same as they were in the past. But as we move on from a breakup, we start thinking to ourselves, well, we're lonely, we're going on bad dates with other people, maybe nobody else is out there. So we start thinking, well, maybe our last person wasn't so bad. Maybe the things that we were critical about, we shouldn't have been so critical about. And maybe when the person comes back and says, hey, I can change, I've worked on that, it'll be different this time, that we believe that person that it might be different next time. But I know for me personally, and for most people I know, the first breakup is never the final breakup. I mean, how many of you have gone back to an ex again and again and again? Let's give it another try. This time it's going to be different. I'm going to try harder. Let's go talk to a professional. My friend told me that you're a terrific guy. My family loves her. Yes, let's talk about marriage. There are all these reasons why people give somebody a second chance, and the first breakup is never the final breakup. There's usually a breakup, a get back together, some makeup sex, a breakup, a get back together, some more makeup sex. It goes back and forth for a while until you finally realize that nothing's changing. So I think that what you have to do when it's that final breakup is you have to accept it for what it is. And you have to move forward and say, there was a reason why we broke up. I love that person. I got along with that person for a time. I'm happy I had that relationship. I learned a lot about myself as an individual. I learned a lot about myself in a relationship. I learned a lot about that other person. But what I also learned was that we're not right for the long haul. We're not right to be married or to have children or have a family together, so it's time to move on. And guess what? You move on and you date